everybody, take a look who just made their way into the center. It's Lester. Everybody wave and cheer for Lester. Lester is dressed as a magician. Very nice, Lester. We are about to get started, but before we begin, I want to introduce our special guest today, our LHS Red Scare. Let's hear it for the LHS Red Scare. And a group that's near and dear to my heart, the LHS Cheerleaders. Yay, varsity cheerleaders. Thank you all for being here today. Let's go ahead and kick things off with something from the band.
Ladies and gents, we are going to get the parade started with the youngest members of our LES family. Put your hands together for pre-K. They're going to start our parade off today. Miss Karina's class, Miss Devon's class, Miss Katie's class, and Miss Teresa's class. Make sure you give them a big friendly wave when they walk by. Big clap for Red Scare and the LHS cheerleaders.
Let's cheer on our pre-K friends as they make their way around the parade route.
Good job, Andrew.
I think it's about time for us to get our next group of friends up and going. Can everybody put their hands together for the LES Kindergarten? And I don't know where the kindergarten teachers went because I'm seeing the Incredibles lead our students today. By Mr. Incredible himself. Pretty sure Elastigirl's out there. So be sure to give our kindergarten friends a big wave and a clap when they walk by. Have you seen Lester's dance moves today? Lester is excited about Halloween. Big clap for Red Scare and LHS cheerleading squad. And the kindergartners are all off and moving. Looks like Miss Devin and Miss Karina's kids are just about finished. Big clap for those pre-K friends. Nice job.
Pre-K. Good job, Pre-K.
And coming up the lane here is Miss Katie and Miss Lampley's class. Big final clap for pre-K.
Nice job.
And it looks like their teachers have been replaced by emojis today. How about that?
I have heart eyes emoji today. Miss Lockett has big heart eyes.
You know what?
Here come those kindergartners rounding about their parade route, looking fantastic. Looking great.
How about a big clap for Mr. Barry's class? Who's here for Mr. Barry's class? Coming up behind them, how about a big clap for Miss Carney and Miss Lanzoni's class? Looking great, kindergarten. Give it up for Mrs. Francis's class. And finally, Mrs. Ryan's class. Big clap for Mrs. Ryan's class. All right, give it up for LHS Red Scare. Now we have a special treat for you. Our cheerleading squad is going to do one of their dance routines for you. And let's get that kicked off. And while we get them started on their dance, let's get our first graders on our feet. And we're going to start our first graders around for their part of the parade.
Everybody get up, get up, get up. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance.
Clap for our cheerleading squad.
And Lester, who seems to know those moves so well.
Lester
Good
is
job, Lester.
a quick learner.
And here comes Miss Pileggi's class, looking good. And I say Miss Pileggi, it's actually Pooh Bear and friends. Looking good, teachers and students.
Snow White, tell them who's coming up next.
Here comes Piglet or Miss Potter with Eeyore at the tail end of this line.
I see what you did there, Mrs. Lockett. Tail end, Eeyore. How about those first graders? Give a big clap for Miss Potter, Miss Patanti's class. They be looking great today. And you know what the wonderful thing about Tiggers is, right? Well, I think Mr. Q knows, because we've got Tigger himself leading Mr. Q's class. Big clap for Mr. Q, Tigger's class. First graders are looking good. Are there any second graders here today? Second grade, I can't hear you. Are you here? All right, I think we are ready. Wait a minute. Is this the second graders from Hogwarts? I see some people from Hogwarts here today. All right, let's get it started.
I think that's Harry Potter leading the charge as always.
This just in, Snow White and her 7 dwarves have shown up to the parade, and they are making their way to the center, according to Snow White's instructions. Look who it is. Now, I can't name them all, but I know Dopey's in there, Sleepy, Sneezy, Happy,
These
Grumpy.
are the amazing dwarves of our LES office.
Who did I miss?
Let's hear it for them, everybody.
Who did I miss? Bashful's in there. So who's leading our second graders here? Mrs. Manning and Mrs. Lundquist class. Let's give it up for Mrs. Manning and Lundquist class. Followed by another Hogwarts teacher, Mrs. Oberholzer's class. Big clap for Mrs. O's class. Sweet Caroline. We might have to get involved in this part, parents. You know what to do when he gets there. Coming up next is Mrs. Carlson's class. Who's here to see Miss Carlson's kids? Big clap for Miss Carlson's class.
I think that was Hermione Granger who just went by.
Now help me out, Mrs. Lockett. Who is this Hogwarts folks?
That is Luna Lovegood.
Luna Lovegood.
In person. Luna is here.
Taking the place of Mrs. Cutter today is Luna Lovegood. How about a big clap for Miss Cutter's class, followed by our special pumpkin friend, Mrs. B. Audience? Uh-oh. All right, that was the first one. A little rusty. Can we get it this time, audience? Here we go. Everybody.
Oh.
Thank you. We got to teach these young ones what to do with that song. All right, second grade is just about making their way around. And I think everybody knows who we're waiting for.
Their last LES Halloween parade. Our third graders who are looking fantastic, led by a pack of unicorns.
Unicorns? All right, folks, give a big round of applause for the third grade.
Third graders. This is your last Halloween parade at LES. Have a great walk. Looking good, looking good.
Getting it all started with Miss Miller. Can we give a big clap for Miss Miller's class as they come by? Up next, we've got Miss Bhatia and Miss Gallagher's class. How about a good clap, a big clap for Miss Gallagher and Miss Bhatia's friends.
Looking good, third graders.
And last but certainly not least, led by another unicorn, Miss Lucy's class. Big round of applause.
I think some of our LES friends know this song. Is that Grandma Shark?
How about one more big round of applause for the third graders in the last Halloween parade at LES? I'm getting ready to finish up.
Nice job, third graders. And let's hear it for all of our students and staff who got dressed up today in the spirit of Halloween. Let's give a big round of applause for all our students and staff. Let's hear it for Lester, who is working it today. Good job, Lester. And of course, our special guests, the cheerleaders and the band from LHS. Thank you for being here every year. You're a definite part of our Halloween history, so thank you. All right, at this time, we're going to play one more song as everybody gets prepared to leave. If you are helping with the Halloween class party, you may enter the building with the students. If you are not, thank you for coming and have a happy, safe Halloween, everybody.